So welcome students. So let's move forward with the chapter that we are working on, and that is the DBMS chapter, and the software that we are using is MySQL. Today we are going to learn about the various aggregate functions and the group by clause. So let's begin. So let me first switch to my database, that is use Sunbeam. That's the name of the database, that is Sunbeam. And let me show the tables. Let me check the tables, and these are the tables that we have under this particular database. And what I've done is I've just created a new table with the name EMP, which actually stands for employee, because already I had a table with the name employee. I created a new table that is EMP, that's out here. So let me just show the structure of the table first, and that is DESC and EMP, and this is the structure of the table. As you can see that there is a field number which is an integer, and that is a primary key. Next what we have is employee name, which I have kept as varchar, and the job, the name of the employee, and the job, the name of the job that he does, I mean the position. Then there is a something called as manager, which will be a integer data type. So basically this will be a kind of a manager number that is associated with that particular employee. And then we have the hire date of the employee, the salary of the employee, that is SAL, the commission, and the department number that the employee belongs to. Now what I have done is I have already entered records in this particular table. So let me just show you the records, that is select star and EMP, and you can see that this is the data in this particular table. And now we can work with the average functions. Now the first average function that we are going to understand in that is the average function. For example, if I want to know the average salary that I'm paying as a owner, so how I'm going to do that? I'm going to simply say select, then I will use the function name, and the name of the function is ABG, that is average, and then I will provide the average of sal. What is sal? That is this particular column which stands for salary, and let me just rename that as average, and then from the table, that is EMP, let's enter, and now you can see that the average is this number. So this is the average salary that I'm paying to the employees. Okay, now let us go ahead and let us understand the working of, that is the count. Okay, how I can use the count function. And the count function, I can simply say, for example, that is I want to count the employees that I have. So I will say select, and simply I can use the count function star, and that's the syntax, that's the way to do it. So if I use star, so basically it means that all the fields are included. And let me give this as name total employees, total underscore employee. Okay, and then from EMP, and that is the total number of employees that I have. So what are the total number of employees? That is job. So when I say star, basically it means all the fields, but if I really want to do the count on a particular field, so I can say job, and if I enter, now this is like it is applied on job, but since this is like same number of records, so we have the same number out here. So this is how you can do it. And if you go back to the table, let us apply the count on job. Now I applied the count on job, but as you can see that there are two salesmen and a clerk, that there is a spelling mistake, and the clerk out here, so 1 2 3, and this one, so this will be different because there is a spelling mistake. I want to basically apply I want, okay, like you know I don't want this to be separate count. Like salesmen, if there are 4 or 5 salesmen, it should be counted as one. So how I can do that? And that I can do using select and use the count function. And inside this, uh, what you can do, you can use distinct. Okay, that's the clause distinct, and then I say job. Okay, that is how you can do it. And as okay, let me just, I will not give any name, and I will say emp. And now you can see that the output that we have is 6. Now why we have 6 out here? Because the duplicates are not counted, and I applied the count on the field that is job. So let's go to the table, and now let's check. So this is a spelling mistake, so this will be counted as 1. And then this is salesman, duplicates will be taken as 1. So 1 2, so salesman, okay, clerk is there, salesman is there, that is 2, manager is there, 3. And okay, there is a, okay, the case will not matter. So 1 2 3, and there is 4. Okay, and there is 5, this is the clerk, and there's the another clerk, that's a spelling mistake, 5. And there is an analyst, so that is 6. So you can see that is the reason why we have 6 out here. Now let us go ahead and let us check who has the maximum salary that I'm paying to the employee. Which employee do I have in my organization that I am paying the highest salary? So I will simply say select max, and I will say sal from, that is EMP, and that is the maximum salary. But I do not actually know the, if I really want to know, this is the maximum salaries, but I want the employee name. So let me just try to come up with that EMP name, or just let me check the that's E name. So E name, and now you can see that I have that is Mr. Smith. So Mr. Smith is the person that I'm paying the highest salary. Where is Mr. Smith, and what position does he hold? So Mr. Smith is basically, okay, okay, there is something wrong, children, because this is giving the max, but this will not work basically. Okay, there is a problem in the okay, I'm going to show like how to do this, because this is not going to work this way. And let us just keep it this way, that is max from employee. And if you really want from employee, where, let me try something, max is of sal is equal to, then I get select sal from EMP. This is how basically it is going to work. Let me press enter. Just a minute. So select max of sal from EMP. Basically this, children, we have to apply a nested if. So invalid group, okay. Okay, let me just do it this way and select over here, that is, let me try something, that is salary and e name and salary from employee, where over here it will be sal equal to select max of sal from employee. Okay, and this is how now the employee, that is Amir, has the salary, that's the max salary, that is 5,000. Now let me check where is Amir, and you can see Amir, who is a president, and he has the maximum salary, that is 5,000. Now this, what I did out here is, children, it is not really the part of the syllabus. this particular query, but still, since it the problem has come across, so I applied this particular query. And now let me just explain this query. What I did is I used a nested select query, so a nested query. So I said select, that is the employee name comma salary from employee, and then I say where, that's the condition, salary is equal to, okay, and then I can apply some amount out here, but then I want to check who has the maximum salary. So either I can simply manually enter that, but I do not know the value who has the maximum salary. So what I did is under the bracket, again I used one more query, and that was select max of sal from employee. Now what this is going to do, this innermost select query, this is going to generate that max value, and that is 5,000. And this is simply like saying select ename comma sal from employee, where salary is equal to 5,000. That's actually in dollars, okay. And then we have this particular output. Okay, I hope this is clear to you, but this is not really the part of the syllabus, so you do not have to worry. Similarly, I can check the minimum salary. Who has the minimum salary? So Smith has the minimum salary. Let us check in the table whether it is right or wrong. So Smith has 800, and rest all the figures you can see it is greater than 800. So that's perfectly fine. But for the exam point of view, you have to simply use you have to show how you can use the min function. So I will say min, and then I will say sal from emp, and that's it. That is what will be asked in your exam. Okay, so now we have done with max and min. Then you can actually calculate the sum of all the salary. What is the total salary that I'm paying to the employee altogether? So how much salary, total salary, that is going from the company to the employee? So what I'm going to say, select, and I'm going to use sum sal, sal from emp, and this is the total amount that I'm paying to the employees, to the entire organization basically. Okay, so you can use the sum function, the sum aggregate function. So I hope children that it is pretty clear to you. And min, max, then we used the sum. And now let us go ahead and check what is a group by. Okay, group by, basically we can apply some of the aggregate functions. Since now we know how to use the aggregate function, we can apply the aggregate functions on a particular group of records. Basically, when we use this select sum sal from employee, so this actually works on individual records. But if I really want to that I should be using that particular aggregate function on a particular group of records, then I have to use the clause that is group by. For example, what is the total number of salary that I'm paying to salesman? How I can find that? Okay, again I repeat, the number of salary, the total salary that I'm paying to the salesman. So what I'm going to do out here, I'm going to use the group by. So I will say select, then I will say sum, and I will say sal, and as I will say salesman underscore salary. Okay, then I will say from emp, and simply I will say I will do the grouping, that is group by on, that is job. Okay, so group by on job. Okay, first let us just have group by on job, and let us see what exactly is the output of this. So once I enter, so this is the group by now. Okay, so this, what I will do is will have the word that is job as well. And now let me enter. So this is showing to me that now, since that there was a spelling mistake, you can see that it has taken a separate group, that is only one record, that is clerk, that is A out here, that is 800. For the salesman, I am total salary that I'm paying to the salesman is 5,600. It's not $5,600 basically. For the manager it is 8,285. For the president it is 5,000. For the clerks I'm paying 3,350, and for the analyst I am paying 6,000. So easily I can get these figures. But now if I really want only for salesmen, so the same, it will be the same query, but what I will do is I will simply say having. Now children, please understand, when you are using the aggregate function and the group by, and you want the condition to be applied on only that particular group, so always use the having clause in spite of using the where clause. Do not use the where clause, because where basically works on individual records and having works on the groups. Okay, so now we'll say where having job is equal to, and I will say salesman. Okay, then a semicolon, and now you can see that I'm paying to the salesman, that is 5,600. That is the same thing that was shown out here. Okay, so please remember, when you use the aggregate function and the group by, so basically you have to apply the condition using the having clause. Having clause works on the groups, whereas the where clause works on individual records. So do not use the where clause. You will have some kind of answer which is not right. So this is how children you can use a group by. So I hope like these concepts are very much clear to you. Then there are, as far as the exam is concerned, children, you really won't have some complex queries, but yes, you require to practice this. So please practice this, whatever I have taught you today, and you know and practice it on the, that is on the command line mode. Okay, so that's it, students, for today. Bye for now.